The evening began like so many others, cold, mechanical, and full of quiet resentment. My wife, Ava, sat across from me at the dinner table, eyes fixed on her phone, her lips curving into small, secretive smiles at messages she refused to share. The soft light from the candles barely touched her face, while the glow of her screen illuminated every inch of her indifference. I tried to start conversation about work, plans, anything that might bridge the distance between us, but her answers came out flat and uninterested. It had been weeks since we'd felt like a couple. Then she set her phone aside, leaned back in her chair, and with a half-laugh said, "Closed legs for you." The words hit harder than a slap. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Dismissive, arrogant, cruel. I froze for a moment, not sure if I'd heard her right, but the smirk that lingered on her face told me I had. She was daring me to react. That had become her favorite game lately, testing how far she could push me before I broke. Ava had mistaken my calm for weakness, my patience for surrender. She thought love made me harmless. But that night, she learned otherwise. I didn't shout. I didn't throw my glass. I simply smiled, lifted my water, and said quietly, "Then closed wallet for you." The silence that followed was thick enough to cut. Ava blinked, her smirk faltering. "What did you just say?" she demanded, her tone suddenly sharp. I leaned back, steady, deliberate. "You heard me," I said. "You closed something important to me. I closed something important to you. Fair trade." For the first time in months, I saw uncertainty flicker in her eyes. Her confidence cracked because she had built on my reactions, and now I wasn't giving her any. She tried to laugh it off, called me dramatic, told me I couldn't be serious. I didn't answer. I finished my dinner, stood, and began clearing my plate. That small act of indifference unsettled her more than anger ever could. "You're overreacting," she said, her voice trembling slightly. I turned, met her gaze, and replied, "No, I'm finally reacting the right way." Then I walked out, leaving her alone in the echo of her own words. For the first time, I didn't feel wounded. I felt free, not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I was done letting her mistake my love for submission. The next morning, she pretended everything was normal. She brewed coffee, greeted me sweetly, even wore the dress she knew I liked. "Good morning," she said softly. I nodded but stayed silent. My quiet spoke louder than anger ever could. As I picked up my briefcase, she asked, "You're not really mad, are you?" I looked at her and said, "No, I'm just reconsidering what respect means in this house." Her face fell. That was the moment she realized I wasn't playing her game anymore. Throughout the day, my phone buzzed with her messages, short, nervous ones. "You know I was joking. You're being too sensitive. Please don't ignore me." I didn't reply, not to punish her, but to let her feel the emptiness she created. By evening, she called, her voice small, "Can we talk?" When respect comes back, I said evenly, "We can talk." When I got home that night, she was waiting. Her eyes were red, makeup smudged, phone untouched for once. "I went too far," she whispered. "I didn't mean it that way." I nodded slowly. "I know, but you meant enough of it to say it. That's what matters." Tears came then, not just from guilt, but from realization. She finally understood what it felt like to lose someone's quiet devotion. Days turned into weeks, and Ava began to change. The sarcasm faded. The arrogance softened. She started listening, really listening. I didn't rush to forgive, because love doesn't erase humiliation overnight. One evening, sitting beside me on the couch where she once mocked me, she murmured, "I never thought you'd actually pull away from me." I looked at her and said, "That's because you thought love meant surrender. It doesn't. It means choosing peace, and I chose mine." From that night forward, everything shifted. She learned that respect is the real foundation of love, not control. Ava believed she was proving her dominance when she said, "Closed legs for you." But what she really did was open the door to my freedom. Because sometimes the most powerful response isn't rage, it's calm. It's silence. It's walking away without slamming the door.